Hello, it was around 8:30 p.m., November 26th, 2019. Welcome to the weather update. We had some clear skies today. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to the Pine Barrens. Had to have an appointment in Glen Cove, but we had some nice clear skies there to enjoy. And then later on, I was on the South Shore, and it was much cooler, of course, down there at Twin Ponds Preserve in Wansaw. All was not lost. We did see, we did have some nice blue skies, and yeah, there are a couple of pitch pines there, so all is not lost anyway. Let's get started with this weather update on this very warm evening. Okay, so let's take a look at the weather today. Warm day across the area. It's still 57 in Central Park, so let's take a look and see what it is at Farmingdale. It's 49 in Farmingdale, so let's see what the high was today at Farmingdale. Hit 58 degrees, so close to 60 degrees across much of Long Island. We'll look at Islip too. Which is about 10 degrees above normal. 48 at Islip, 59. It hit 59 at Islip. So again, close to 60. Let's see if West Hampton was any cooler. Wow, it's dropped off to 40 degrees there, and it hit 57 there. So 57 at West Hampton. So now we'll look at Central Park and see what Central Park actually hit. Which is it's still 57 degrees at Central Park in the city right now. Urban heat island effect. So it hit 61 at Central Park. But you know where it was warmer still, right? And that would be Toms River. So let's take a look at that. And we'll look at that. So 41 degrees at Toms River right now. It has dropped off, but it did hit 64 actually. 65 it hit. Wow, 65 in Toms River. Easily the warmest spot again. So Toms River got up to 65 degrees today. It's dropped off now because it is like a desert, so it does cool off at night, but warm during the day. We can look at our weather and hazards view as well. You can see winter storms across the Midwest and the West that is going to be affecting our weather, but we won't be getting any of the winter weather from that yet. We'll talk about that in the future. Right now, we do have coastal flood advisory. It looks like in effect, and temperatures again 40s to around 50, and closer to 40 in more rural areas. Not much wind out there either. So let's take a look and see what our satellite looked like today. You can see some more clouds rolling. And let me just make this 60 frame. 60. So you can see we had mostly clear skies across the area, just scattered cirrus, very scattered cirrus. Not a lot at all around, so we did have some nice skies today for a change, but we got some rain, a chance of rain moving on our way. So here we got this high moving offshore, the return flow, so we're getting all the warm air. Here comes this deep low pressure system in the Great Lakes, and you can see this thing's really wound up, 985 millibar low, and you can see on the backside of it some heavy snows, and also heavy snows in interior California, and some rain, which they very much need in California. So they will be getting some rain, much needed rain. So this storm moves up into the Great Lakes. We stay in the warm sector. Front comes through. Temperatures drop for Thursday. We have this high that's going to try to build in for us Friday into Saturday. You can see this next storm in the west. This is going to be the next storm that's going to be affecting us. So this high moves out. This high kind of sets up right here, and it kind of gets into a good situation where we get to see some blocking going on. So again, here's this low. Again, huge winter storm would probably be taking place now on Saturday. Probably it looks like in Denver, maybe part of Colorado, Montana. So here comes this low, and you see what's going on here. We got the blocking now. So the cold air is kind of in place. And looks like it's gonna, according to GFS, it's rain. But see this low? This very intense low is gonna transfer its energy to a low off the coast. This is Sunday. Then we have the coastal low taking over, and that could get interesting. So here we are going into Monday, and this low isn't moving very much. You can see it's kind of just stuck here in place. So we got rain, and this low is sitting here, and there's a rain snow line. Looks like just to the northwest of the city. So we still have this storm system over us, and it doesn't move away because we got the blocking in effect. So it doesn't move away, and it could end as some snow. Monday night to Tuesday, and then we have another storm coming, and this could be another big coastal storm here. Another one. This would be Thursday, December 5th. Huge storm here. 977 millibars again. And unfortunately, though, it does keep it, well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, but for snow lovers, it's going to be mostly a rainmaker. And then that moves out, and then there could be a big plunge behind that. Hopefully, we can get in some really colder air as we go into the period. But definitely a stormy start to December. So let's take a closer look and see what's going to be happening here. Again, that was the GFS. So let's go and take a look at what's going to be happening now the next couple of days. So we'll start off looking at the temperatures to show you the temperatures. So obviously very warm today, well into the 50s, and 65 in Toms River, easily the warmest spot as always. Tomorrow, we're going to have some more clouds around, so it's probably going to keep the temperatures down a little bit. I don't think we'll reach 60, probably mid-50s. Cold front comes through Thursday. We're down to the mid-40s. Friday, we are down to 40, and this cold air is going to come here and kind of wedge itself in. Saturday, we may struggle to reach 40 degrees, upper 30s to maybe low 40s. And here comes that storm now. All right, so the temperatures are borderline. You can see 40 over the coast, probably rain, but interior, look at that. You have cold enough air for snow. And here comes the storm. You can clearly see its reflection here. Look at all the warm air over here. But you can see all the cold air that's over us, and temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s. Very close to seeing possible snow, a snow event here. Across the air, you can see that reflection of the storm again there. And then behind it, we get some really cold air, only mid-30s. So we go back into the really nice cold air again, and we're dealing with that cold air Wednesday. And then the next storm system comes, and we'll have more cold air in place for that. So we'll have to watch what happens with that. Obviously, it's in the future, and then behind that, we got more cold air coming. And look at that. Looking for Saturday, December 7th. We may not even reach freezing. So yes, this is the kind of air we want. Not this warm air that we've been dealing with today, which is making me sneeze a lot. So let's go and look at, just for fun, we'll look at the total snowfall and see what snow it generates for us for that next storm. Just for fun. So here is Monday's storm, and you can see it doesn't really give Long Island much of anything, maybe an inch or two. Most of it's to the north and west. That second one, I think, no, it still isn't. Yeah, it's still keeping Long Island mostly. It gives the inland areas lots of snow, but not so much for us. But again, this is a ways off. We'll have to see what happens with that. So we'll now look at the dew points and see what's going to be happening with the dew points here as we head into tomorrow, because it might get just a little bit humid tomorrow. Not terribly humid, a little humid, but then the dry air comes through and those dew points drop, and you can see lots of wind on Thursday. We're going to have lots of wind, and that's going to be a problem for the Thanksgiving Day parade. Probably not going to be able to fly those floats, and you can see, look at that north wind. And then Saturday, yeah, I'm sorry about the plane noise. We've been getting assaulted all day in Mineola, literally nonstop. One plane after another. Imagine having to listen to a plane every 45 seconds all day long. That's what we deal with here. And it's funny, on the South Shore, which is closer to the airport, it's quiet. Go figure. I think there's something going on there. They're throwing the planes over the middle of the island because they... Yeah, I don't talk about that anymore. But you could see dry air over the area this weekend, and then there's that storm again. So the question is, will that dry air translate to clear skies? That's the question. So we'll look at the sky cover and see what happens now. The GFS overdid the clouds today. Tomorrow, obviously, we're going to have tons of clouds. Thursday, it's got a lot of clouds over us, but it might be overdoing it because the NAM looked different. So here's Friday. Lots of clouds over us. Saturday might be clear. With this high building down, it might be able to keep the skies clear over our area. Remember, that's going to be some really dry air, so hopefully keep the skies clear. Here's that storm. Kind of sits around, sticks around, and we don't really clear out at all. Maybe Wednesday, but more clouds for Thursday, Friday, and then maybe some clear weather for the weekend with that really cold air that'll come in for that weekend there, December 7th and 8th. Obviously, that's a ways away, so that's the long range. Let's go to the NAM model. We'll go a little shorter range now and look at the NAM model. Let's see, I only have out to 060 on Friday. So here is Thursday on the NAM, and see it's a little more optimistic, less clouds, maybe a little more forming over Long Island, but we'll have to see what happens if we can get a clear day out of that. Friday probably not, but today was a lot clearer than I expected. The model said there would be a lot of clouds around. There really weren't that many clouds around at all. It was just way warmer than it should have been. So that's the NAM. So now we'll go and look at the precipitation and see what we have coming our way for tomorrow as far as the chance of rain. So here is the rain. You can see some showers, just a chance of showers, literally just a chance of a spotty shower anytime between 3 and probably 3 and 8 o'clock, and that's it. So and it's just a chance of a shower, not going to be very widespread. There'll be some small showers out there with the cold front, and then we're dry after that. So I don't think we'll be seeing too much rain from that. We can look and see what the amount of rainfall that we'll get from it, and it probably won't be very much at all. Yeah, barely anything. So not even a quarter of an inch. So it won't be that much rain. If it rains, it won't last for very long tomorrow. It won't be a washout, and it shouldn't infect your travel plans too much. But what will be an issue is that wind. So if we go and we look at the winds, and we'll go over to windy.com, we'll take a look at the winds too. If we look at the winds, you'll see here that you see that wind right there picking up, and that's going to be the issue for Thanksgiving Day parade. You can see that wind. It won't be a damaging wind event. It's just going to be too windy to fly the balloons, I think. That's the unfortunate thing of it. They have to have the winds below a certain criteria, and I think we're going to be above that criteria for sure. So let me go back to this. Here we're going to go, and we're going to go back to the CONUS view, and we're going to just look at the upper air. And actually, I want to change the model to the URL, so we'll look at the upper air. So we'll look at this, so you can see what's going on here. All right, so here's that storm. All right, so it gets off the coast, and then we get that little blocking look there, a little bit of just a little bit. Let's see. Well, this is the URL, but you can see. Look at that. It gets pushed down to the south. So this is favorable for a snow event. All right, you can see the track of that storm right there. It's more favorable for a cold air event. You can see that trough in the east clearly, and it looks like it sticks around. So, maybe not the best pattern for cold, but it's definitely trending in a better direction than what we've been dealing with lately. All right, so if we do compare here, here's Friday. All right, so we'll change it. Look at the GFS and see how they pretty much look alike, the GFS and the Euro. So let's see what happens Sunday. All right, so this is the GFS, and this is the Euro, and they look pretty similar as well. How about Monday? Here's Monday on the Euro and the GFS. So we have an agreement here. The GFS might be just a little deeper with that. No, very similar. So we have an agreement on this storm for Sunday into Monday. Here is the Euro, and again, it moves it kind of slow. GFS moves it a little faster, but the bottom line is this storm isn't gonna be moving very fast once it develops. It's gonna be over our area for a while. So let's go to windy.com, and we'll look at some more parameters here. So first, we're gonna look at the wind gusts as we go into Thursday morning here, because you can see the problem. Here we are, 8 a.m. I don't know exactly when they have the parade. I don't watch the parade, but for those who do, it's going to be a disappointment. 37-mile-an-hour gusts is going to be, I should really put that over the city. Well, it's close enough. 3 p.m., you can see we're dealing with these very strong winds. So this is going to be an issue for the balloons, and it might cause some flight delays, but I think the storms out west are going to be more of an impact for the flight delays with all the snowfall that they're going through. And then the winds drop off Friday, Saturday they drop off, and then we watch the next storm system here, and we'll take a look at that. So here's Sunday into Monday. Here's that storm system. You can see, and if you look at the wind flow, you can see it's like an easterly fetch, which is not a good direction for snow. So I'm curious. Let's look and see how it reflects the temperatures here. 44. Yeah, it's kind of warm for snow. So 43 on Sunday, 44 on Monday. Let's see as we get into Tuesday, maybe we can drop the temperatures down a little more. We're looking at the Euro now, 35. So it might end as snow. But I think by this time it's kind of pulling away. So it's going to be tough, but it's still, the storm is still a ways away, and obviously I'll have another update sometime during the weekend about the storm. Next thing we'll do is look at the clouds, and we'll see how we do with that. So here are the clouds. So plenty of clouds on Thursday, unfortunately. This is 1 p.m. Has us overcast, so could be a lot of clouds around on Thursday. It could be a pretty overcast day. A lot of clouds according to the Euro. Friday, though, looks like we see improving conditions, and we do clear out for Friday. So Friday could be a nice clear day. Let's see if we can make that last into Saturday. Euro says it doesn't last, so we'll have to see what happens with that. Obviously, it looks like at least we can get one clear day out of the bunch. Then we're stuck with the storm system from Sunday night into Tuesday, and maybe we get out of it. Let's see, this is Tuesday, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. All right, let's see. And then by the time that leaves, yeah, the next one rolls right in on us. So problem is it still wants to be kind of zonal. It's the problem. You know, we don't want to have... Let's see Thursday. This goes all the way up. Now, Thursday, it doesn't have a storm at all. So the Euro does not have a storm for Thursday. So this is kind of interesting. So let's see how far we can get the Euro on this. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. All right, so this is the Euro. Yeah, the Euro doesn't have a storm on Thursday. You see, that's the Euro. But if we look at the GFS, it has a storm. So there's a difference between the two models. Disagreement on the second storm. But the first one looks like a definite possibility. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Obviously, there's a chance we could see snow. But right now, the coast doesn't look like it's going to have snow. It looks like it's going to be more of an inland event at this point. But things could change between now and then. The main thing is Thanksgiving, unfortunately. If we go back again to around when the parade is, I think it's like 9 a.m., you'll see that the winds... If we go to the winds here, you'll see, unfortunately, that, and that's a sustained wind. So the winds are sustained at 20. So I think it's going to be really unfortunate, but I don't think they're going to be able to fly the balloons. It's because the balloons, if it's really windy, they can lose control. Somebody was hurt. I think somebody was killed many years ago about this. Because they have this parade in the middle of the city. Maybe if they had it in a more open area, maybe they could do it. But unfortunately, the winds are going to be up for Thanksgiving. So that does conclude this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Take care.